The video you're about to watch is the craziest tornado footage that I've ever seen in my entire life. This is a video from CF Productions, and it was a recommendation from Livy over on Instagram, so thank you so much. Guys, honestly, there's nothing else to say. If you like the video, like the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
It's June 23rd,
CF Productions.
and Columbus, Nebraska farmer Andy Ulmer has just arrived home when he
Hey,
sees
look.
this out of his window. Andy quickly got his video camera and began to
Mate,
record.
before I start this, Saturday night as a nearly 30-year-old man, I've got the candles lit and I'm watching videos about tornadoes. Let's go.
The monster as it was coming directly towards his house. Over the course of the next few minutes, he would provide the world with some of the best tornado footage ever shot. It's late June of 1998 and the tornado season is well underway, and it's been a historic.
I've not watched this video yet. I accidentally started the video when I loaded it. And from what I could tell, this video is put together and told by this guy here, CF Productions, so well. Like I say it all the time, I've put their details in the description, go and show them some love and all that sort of stuff. But like, genuinely, this guy has put so much effort into this video. So he deserves the recognition, man.
One. An extremely active first half of the year has left the US on its heels. A few anomalous events have happened so far, including Florida's deadliest tornado outbreak in history in February, an unseasonably strong tornado outbreak in Minnesota in March, a couple of F5 tornadoes in Alabama and Tennessee in April, and the only ever high-risk severe weather event issued for the Northeast in May. This active trend would continue into June.
Mate, we are so lucky
June 23rd,
in the UK.
Throughout the day, a moderately strong trough had swept across portions of the central U.S., situating itself over Nebraska. Across the state, temperatures rose into the low and mid-80s.
Cheers.
Dew points also rose
Pepsi
to
in a
nearly
Starbucks
75
cup.
degrees, signifying extremely humid air. This warm air mass allowed for a pocket of CAPE with values approaching 4,500 to enter the area. This CAPE, or convective available potential energy, aka fuel for thunderstorms, would
Hold on, convective. Wait, right. Let's do that again in English, shall we?
CAPE, or convective available potential energy,
Convective available potential energy. Okay.
aka fuel for thunderstorms, would significantly aid in what would happen later in the day. As we travel 20,000 feet up from the ground, we find moderately strong 40 to 50 knot winds out of the southwest. However, when we travel back down to just a few thousand feet off the ground, we find what was the real secret sauce to this event. What were measly winds throughout most of the day quickly and suddenly got sent into overdrive mode.
These like super tornadoes and super weather events, I can't help but think. Obviously, there's something that they did in Dubai. They do it all over the world, but they did it in Dubai called cloud seeding, and it quite literally went so wrong. It caused mass floods and just, it was a catastrophe. Like, it was massive. I don't know, man. I don't want to say it. I'm going to say it without saying it. Tell me your thoughts.
By what's known as
I'll let you guys
take
the stick for it.
The low-level jet is a near daily occurrence during the spring and summer, when the low-level winds in the atmosphere significantly increase around and after sunset. This is typically caused when the upper levels of the atmosphere cool as the day goes on, which causes a pressure gradient between the cool upper atmosphere and the warm lower atmosphere. This pressure gradient then results in strong winds flowing from the cool air to the warm air. This low-level jet does a couple of things that significantly benefits tornadoes. The first is that the sharp increase in low-level winds significantly increases the amount of shear or spin, which is obviously critical to tornadoes. The other is that the low-level jet can pull much more favorable environmental conditions for tornadoes northwards with it as the evening goes on. The low-level jet would prove quintessential on June 23, 1998, as it brought in with it more explosive...
Every time I look at the map now, in a video or whatever, whenever someone shows a map, I always look around it. I've been playing a game called GeoGuessr, and if you haven't been playing this game, or if you don't know what it is, look into it. It is so good, and I'm not going to lie, I play this game quite a lot, that if any of you guys play it, let me know in the comments, and I'll add some of you guys, and we'll get some games going. We'll get some 1v1s going, or even some group games. I'm well up for anything. But if you've played it and you're good, maybe I won't play you because I'm not that great. I'm not great, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it. Let's get back to the video.
Of environmental conditions in from the south, and also evolved what was just average wind shear throughout most of the day into very strong wind shear by the evening. As the day progressed, a dry line developed and spanned a majority of the Central Plains and would serve as the focal point for thunderstorm development. As the environment cooked throughout the afternoon, explosive storm initiation finally occurred just after 6 p.m. local time, and storms moved northeast. As the thunderstorms continued to develop in eastern Nebraska, 3 separate residents who were in the path would unknowingly be some of the only people to document what was about to happen. The main storm of interest developed just barely to the southwest of the city of Columbus, Nebraska, and slowly moved towards town. Just before entering town, the storm put down its first tornado. The tornado, which touched down just to the north of Duncan, was a relatively weak F1 that remained on the ground for just a couple of miles. After lifting, the city of Columbus looked to be...
So is that actually how a tornado moves? It obviously starts sort of big at the base of where it originates, and then as it progresses, it slowly gets smaller and smaller.
The city of Columbus
I didn't know it did that.
Staring straight down the barrel of another tornado, with the supercell reorganizing and heading towards town. All residents could do, though, was just hold their breath and hope. Luckily, though, and even though the storm was spinning like a top, it passed over town without producing. Just as the storm is exiting, the Columbus city
now, what do you do?
Ken Sunderman, who is just north of town, begins to record.
My God. Look where oh my God, where it starts to, I guess, is it funnel? Is it?
Town, the storm put down its
my
next
God,
tornado,
it's like
which is
hundreds of meters wide.
Condensed bowl with slight ground circulation. Kent records the tornado as it makes a few unsuccessful attempts.
I've had someone that wants to come and say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm watching a video about tornadoes. Do you want to watch it with me?
Yeah.
All right. It's about tornadoes.
When he then realizes that the storm has produced another tornado to the south.
Hello.
This satellite tornado is another relatively weak F1 and is also...
You have no idea what any of this is, do you?
Just a few minutes later, the first tornado would try another attempt at fully condensing, and this one would prove successful.
We know.
Spectacularly, the tornado goes from a barely visible funnel to a large stovepipe tornado in just the matter of seconds.
Oh no, it's hitting the ground. Oh man, I hope somebody doesn't get hurt over there. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Okay, go on then.
It's on the ground. It's on the ground. Should we call somebody? I don't know, because it's on the ground.
The tornado's here. It's on the screen. You're looking at the wrong screen. It's here, look.
It is on the ground.
It's just this bit here. It's touched the ground.
Look,
and then it's spinning at a really, really fast speed.
The tornado continues to increase its size and strength as it tracks over rural farmland. The tornado initially moved northeast.
That's the camera right there.
To the
so if
north,
you wave it, everyone will wave back at you.
Before coming to an almost complete stop and eventually moving back off to the northeast. Meanwhile, Arlen Wilkie, who is just 3 miles to the northeast of Sunderland, also spots
You're waving at everyone. This is the most interrupted video that I've ever had. Apart from the other day when I was recording and I stopped just randomly to go and make a sandwich.
My tattoo.
Oh yeah, show me your tattoo. He's got a Superman opening his, his shirt to get his Superman outfit. And then what's Daddy got? Daddy's got a lion and a girl's face. Sorry about that.
Twister and begins to record as well. The tornado, which has been moving slowly and erratically, continues to grow in size to 1/4 of a mile wide.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to look this up. 1/4 of a mile wide. What is 1/4 of a mile? Mate, 1/4 of a mile in meters is 402 meters, mate. Are you crazy? Mate, think about 100 meters. Like, to run it in a race, 100 meters is quite far. Now times that by 4, and that is the width of the hurricane or tornado.
Nothing left of them trees. Is that the long branch?
What are you out at home?
Did it touch down?
Yes. We're standing in front of our house, in front of my house.
As Arlen is recording, the tornado is inflicting some of its first damage on a few farmhouses to his east.
Mate, look at the size of that, mate. Just the coverage, look. What are we talking about here?
Some of its first damage on a few farmhouses to his east.
I didn't hear my
my place. Nobody's at his place. I think it's east of his place. It's right in.
Thing is, I know this is normal to some of you guys, and if you've seen this, then like fair enough. But to me and like us Brits,
Watch Ruben's house.
this is terrifying. I know it's terrifying to everyone, but like this is so alien to us.
Tell Todd we got it on video.
Not like the UAPs we're seeing in the sky at the moment. Weird.
Right here. We're just about to see a house disappear. It's on the other side of Ruben. It's on the other side. It's on the other side now. I went past Ruben's house and we can still see Ruben's house.
Do you know what? I wasn't going to say anything, and I don't have any proof because I wasn't quick enough. But I may have seen something in the sky with my own eyes next to the airport that I live near. It was completely stationary in the sky for at least 3 minutes.
Somewhere on the other side of Irma Rickard's house. It didn't touch it. It went north of Irma Rickard. It didn't touch it. Get some people over to Lucy's and Natter. Tell Arnold. And it went right through Arnie's place and it's ow! Get that, I want that as a souvenir.
Mate, this guy is he has no care in the world. What if it just randomly changed course? Also, what is this like red? Like sunset, is it? Or mate, this looks like it's coming towards him.
While the tornado is passing to Arlen's east, it's heading directly towards Andy Ulmer, who is about 5 miles further to the northeast.
Oh, mate, we have got God knows how much footage of it.
Come on, you mean nobody has to phone your reading?
Look at the swirls.
I know it.
I feel like it's scarier from this angle.
Andy has just arrived home from the airport and was in the process of changing clothes when he noticed the tornado out of his window, and he also begins to record.
Look at the little one. Look at the little one.
Right there.
My
The little ones.
God.
Warning? Oh my God. I think it's good.
What?
Which way is it going? Is it coming this way?
It was just sitting there.
Well, it may look like it's sitting there.
He mentions in the video that the tornado doesn't seem to be moving, which is a telltale sign that it's coming directly at you. For instance, if you look at the left edge of the tornado and use the tree line as a reference point, it's not moving left or right, which means it's coming directly at them.
Oh my God,
Meanwhile,
mate.
back at Arlen's location, the
He just says it and then moves on. It means it's moving exactly towards him. Meanwhile, no, sorry, mate.
tornado passed directly to his east and now has an audible roar heard on the video.
Palm Ranch must have destroyed it.
What'd you say, Paul?
Go get that big hailstone.
Oh, let me move my face out of the way.
Everybody's okay there.
Did it hit there?
Sounded like it.
The tornado impacted some of his neighbors' houses down the road, but luckily they avoided a direct hit and the property sustained only moderate damage. The tornado continues on its northeast directly towards the Ulmer residence. Even though the tornado is still a few miles away from his location, you can now hear the audible roar of the tornado on his video as well, indicating that this
mate.
is likely a violent tornado.
Hope we got insurance paid up, dear.
He's just still stood there as well.
Damn big hailstorms coming down.
Hi. Come on, Andy.
That's, oh my God, it's so scary. It's not going left or right, which means that it's coming closer to you or moving further away. But in this case, let me move myself back up here quickly. Christ.
Good.
Whoa. That is definitely. No,
Huh?
that's their tornado blaze. Shit.
Mate, look at all this down here. It's picking all this crap up and then... I know the quality ain't great, but this is probably one of the best videos I've ever seen in my life. The swells, mate. I hate this country that I live in. I'll be honest, I do.
Andy's wife Susan very understandably
I'm so grateful when I watch
begins to
videos
try
like
and
this.
convince him to put the video camera down and to seek shelter in the basement, but he can't take his eyes off of it.
Mate, that thing gets close enough and you're going to become a part of it.
After a few more minutes of recording, Andy finally begins to realize the danger, but remembers that he was in the midst of changing clothes when he began to record. He then proceeds to utter one of the funniest and most iconic lines ever from a tornado video.
Oh no.
Susan, get my pants.
What the hell? Right now, if he doesn't move quick enough, he could be no longer with us. Or unalived, shall we say. Susan, get my pants. Unreal.
Once Andy puts all of his clothes back on, he obliges to his wife's request and stops recording to take shelter.
Also, I know that he's not going to be the main attraction if anyone was nearby or passing by. But if for whatever reason they chose to look away from the tornado and they just look at his house and there's just some guy with a crown jewels out. Unreal. Also, I've just realised my blind is open as well. You lot better not track me where I am.
Just a minute or so later, Andy changes his mind and once again goes to the door to record again. As if the tornado
His geezer can't get enough of it.
Visually impressive, it begins to instantaneously change its form from a wedge to a traditional rope tornado.
My God, this guy is willing to give his life. Look at all this, mate, the debris.
And then, in another instance, it's gone.
Oh, went up in the clouds.
Andy once again heads downstairs to seek shelter. When Andy once again returns upstairs to record some more,
this guy, man.
The tornado has dropped once again as a rope.
Oh, I thought that was the end. I thought once it's gone, it's gone.
By some miracle, the tornado made an abrupt and hard turn to the west and somehow missed their farm. While Andy is recording the tornado in its final stages from right under it, Arlen and Kent are filming it from miles away to the southwest in much safer spots.
Yeah.
Back at the Ulmer residence, though, Andy records the last seconds of the tornado's life as it actually turns back to the east after passing by the farm.
Man, I hope none of you ever have to go through this, man.
Dissipates. After this tornado lifted, the storm continued traveling northeast, and it would produce another 4 tornadoes over the course of the next 2.5 hours. I couldn't really find any other information on these additional tornadoes. In fact, information and damage pictures from the main tornado are also very scarce. Ultimately, though, the main tornado was rated as an F2, with estimated wind speeds between 113 and 157 miles per hour. This tornado was almost certainly much stronger than the official ratings suggest. However, since it mainly stayed over open fields, F2 damage was the highest that surveyors found. The Columbus, Nebraska tornado of 1998 is another classic example of the limitations of tornado ratings, as this one was almost certainly stronger than the assigned rating, but luckily though for locals, it mainly stayed over open fields, causing us in all likelihood to never know how truly powerful it was.
How is a weather video like one of the scariest things I've ever watched when we've watched hundreds of ghost videos? Mate, that was unbelievable. CF Productions, fair play to you, man. Honestly, like I said, if you haven't gone over there already to subscribe, please go and do it. His details will be below, and mine as well. So if you feel like subscribing while you're there, go for it. If you like the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.